Hey, shalom, shalom. All right, before we get started with this lesson today, I just want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations unto the elect. All right, now breaking news, breaking news. All right, Israel launches attack on nuclear targets in Iran, IDF confirms. You see, and this is prophecy playing out. All right, the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, but we're going to get into the precepts. Let me play this video real quick. All right.
In with that breaking news in the Middle East and now escalating fears of an all-out war in the region. The IDF has confirmed Israel has hit nuclear targets. Officials say dozens of jets completed the first stage that included strikes on dozens of military targets, including nuclear ones. Our producer on the ground in Tehran heard blasts around the city. Our teams have reported air raid sirens in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. The strikes come as the U.S. has planned nuclear talks with Iranian officials this weekend. We'll go to Tel Aviv in just a moment, but first let's go straight to senior White House correspondent Selena Wang. Selena, what are U.S. officials saying about this attack?
Well, in fact, we're just getting a statement from the White House. According to Secretary of State Marco Rubio, in the statement, he is stressing that there was no U.S. involvement in this attack. I'll just read to you part of it, saying tonight Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. He goes on to say that Israel advised us that they believe this action was necessary for its self-defense. President Trump and the administration have taken all necessary steps to protect our forces and remain in close contact with our regional partners. Let me be clear, Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. Now, Lindsay, this comes after the State Department had ordered non-essential diplomats out of Iraq, and the Pentagon had authorized military families to depart throughout the Middle East voluntarily if they chose to do so. The president has said that the region could become very dangerous. Now, earlier today, I asked President Trump just how imminent this strike could be. He said it very well could happen, but he stressed that he prefers a diplomatic solution. In fact, just last month, President Trump had said that he warned Prime Minister Netanyahu against striking against Iran because he said the U.S. and Iran were close to an agreement. So the big question here, Lindsay, is what this means for ongoing U.S. and Iran nuclear talks.
Selena Wang from the White House for us. I want to bring in ABC News military analyst.
And I'm gonna end it there. If you would know, whoever's watching, if you want to watch more into it, you have the title right here in ABC News. Israel launches attack on nuclear targets in Iran. IDF confirms. You see, but just going into it, man. This is prophecy playing out before our eyes, man. All right, World War III, all right, is on the horizon, man. All right, and you see in the video, America tried to separate themselves from the attack. We didn't do it. We're not involved in it. But it doesn't matter, man. All right, at the end of the day, America's gonna be drawn into the war. All right, because what? Jeremiah 49. All right, the least of the flocks that draw them out, man. All right, prophecy says that you're going to go to a war, man. All right, World War III is going to happen, and America's going to be involved in it. Don't matter how much you try and separate yourself from it, America. All right, at the end of the day, it's going to happen, man. Because what? The Lord Yahweh, all right, Bahasham Yahweh Shai said it. He said it was going to happen. All right, so let's get into these scriptures, man. All right, this is Jeremiah 49:20. All right, prophecy right here. It says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, which are the so-called white people today. All right, Esau, Edom, the true biblical, the so-called white men, the true biblical nationality is Esau, Edom in the scriptures. All right, it says, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. You see, so what is that least of the flock? All right, the small hats. All right, the so-called people, in the land of Israel, those, the so-called, Israelis. You see, hey, they're the least of the flock. All right, the small hats, I'll call them that. All right, they're the least of the flock. They're going to be the ones, all right, to start off World War III. All right, the Lord is putting the spirit on Netanyahu. All right, the Lord is putting the spirit on him, all right, to attack Iran. You see, to what? Draw them out, draw out America, all right, into war. You see, because with Iran attacking Iran, with Israel, all right, attacking Iran, Slovakia, a little bit excited, man, because, hey, this is prophecy playing out, man. This thing that we've been prophesying of that we said was going to happen, hey, it's happening before our eyes, man. But, with Israel, attacking Iran, all right, we know that Iran is allied with Russia. All right, so that could potentially bring in Russia. You seeing Russia get in and it's forcing America to get in. You seeing it's all going back to the least of the flock. Is those so-called small hats, those small hats. You see, they're going to be the Lord is putting the spirit on, all right, the small hats, all right, to start off World War III, man. You see, this is a time of war. All right, so I'm going to read again, Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he has taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had the purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. All right, and Teman is just a tribe of Edom. You see, Esau, Edom. All right, Teman, all right, is also Edomites too. He says, surely the least of the flock, which are the small hats, shall draw them out. Right, America. They're gonna be the ones that start off World War III. You see Iran attacking Hamas, Gaza. You see now they're attacking Iran. You see, this is a time of war. The Lord put the spirit on them to do this. You see, to play out prophecy. It says, the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. You see? So let me get Jeremiah, Joel 3. All right. This is going into the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right, Joel 3:1, we'll start at verse 1. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Right, the Lord going to take us out of captivity, man, starting with the elect. You see, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the true Israelites. You see, so Joel 3:2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. You see, and what is that valley of Jehoshaphat? In the Hebrew is Yahweh Shaphat, which means what? Yahweh's judgment. You see, and the valley of Jehoshaphat is located in the Middle East, all right, the Levant region, or the Fertile Crescent. That's where the valley of Jehoshaphat is going to happen. That is where the Lord is going to judge the nations. That is where World War III is going to break out at. You see, and it says in the Lord, it says, and will plead with them. That word plead there in the Hebrew is Shaphat, which means to judge. So the Lord is going to judge these nations for my people. You see, for the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because what? All these nations have taken part in the oppression of the Israelites. You see, and the Lord is going to judge these other nations, all right, the small hats, America, all right, Russia, all these nations are going to be judged there. All right, World War III is going to happen, man, and there's going to be a lot of slain there in the Middle East. You see, World War A. War is in the midst, man. All right. War. We are in a time of war. All right. So I'm going to go down to verse 9. Just get to the point. Joel 3:9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. You see, so everybody's getting ready for war. All right. Nuclear preparations. All right, Europe getting prepared, from an attack. We're just in a time of war, man. All these nations are getting prepared, getting their defenses ready, getting their offenses ready, all right, to go to war, man. All right, Europe, they're afraid of attacks from Russia. America with the Golden Dome. You see, Israel, the so-called small heads, they've been attacking. You see, so this whole world is in a state of war, man. You see, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse, man. You see, these people that don't have this truth, they hope for things to get better, but it's not. You see, it's only going to get worse and worse. All right, verse 10, it reads, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. You see, and we go into plowshares and pruning hooks. Those are farming tools. You see, but now, instead of those farming tools, they're being made into weapons of war. You see, and that's what these nations are doing. They're preparing, their arsenals, their weapons, to go to war. Basically, what the scripture is saying. You see, it says, "Let the weak say, I am strong." Right? Because weaker nations, before, going into the 1900s, they were weaker. America was the top dog, but now you got these weak nations. They were once weak, now they're strong now. Now they got nuclear capabilities. You see? Hey, things have let's just keep going. Joel 3:11 says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh." And the mighty ones talking about the angels, all right, along with Yahweh Shai. Hey, because also, World War III is going to be breaking out when Yahweh Shai come back. You see, with the angels and the Lord, the Lord Yahweh Shai, he going to go over there and zap them up. You see over there in the Middle East. You see? Verse 12, it says, "Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat," Yahweh Shaphat. All right, and that's in the Middle East. All right, that's where World War III is going to kick off at. It says, "For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about," man. You see? So, hey, man, prophecy, man. All right, this is going to lead to World War III, man. The least of the flock is going to draw them out. The Lord is putting the spirit on the so-called small heads to kick off World War III, man. You see, in the World War III, it's prophesied in the scriptures also. Let's get Revelation 11. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, Revelation 11:14. It says, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." Right, so this is John the Revelator speaking. You see, so John the Revelator, he saw the third woe, the third world's war. He saw this. You see, the Lord has revealed it unto him. That's why a revelation. You see, the Lord revealed the vision unto John the Revelator to see World War III in these days. He says the second woe is past, that's World War II, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That's the World War III. You see, and you can clearly see it, man. All right, the new spirit of the times is World War III. It's not a matter of if it will happen; it's when it will happen. And hey, what we seeing now, hey, it look like it's pretty soon, man. You see, all these nations gonna be at war: Russia, America, China, all right, North Korea, Israel, Iran. All these nations gonna be at war, man. Hey, Europe, man, we're in exciting times, man. You see. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna get worse and worse here from us. It's gonna get worse and worse for us. For all the people on the earth, but us in this truth, we gonna feel it too. But look, we have this truth, man. We got the true names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, man. And we hope to be delivered from these times, man. You see, and we know when these times are getting bad, everybody gonna be bugged out. They be like, oh yeah, all in their panties and stuff. But look, us. Hey, we're going to be looking at these things. Yeah, it's going to be bad for us, but we know that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. There's something better after this. You see? Because everybody, they put their whole life into this world. They were of this world. Their how should I say? Their stability is in this world, man. But our stability is in the heavens, man, in the prophecies. All right, in the promises. The promises of the kingdom of heaven, man. You see? Let's get Ecclesiastes. I'll probably end it there. All right, just going into news, man. Iran, Israel attacking Iran. That's big, man. That's real big. And this is what we've been, saying was going to happen. It had to happen like this. So let's get Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 8. All right, Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. Well, let's see. Ecclesiastes 3 and 8, let's just get straight to the point, man. It says, Ecclesiastes 3 and 8, a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace, man. We are in a time of hate and a time of war, man. That's what time we're in, man. All right, you have these other Israelite camps out here. It's a Hebrew Israelite party, acting as if we're already in the kingdom. Hey, but you're not in the right times. All right, you sounding off that uncertain alarm, man, to the people. You see, but us here at GMS, we in the spirit of the times, man. We in prophecy, and we seeing that this is a time of war. This is a time of hate, man. You see, World War III is here. World War III is nigh at hand, man. All right. So that was pretty much it, man. All right. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Yeah, big news. All right, breaking news. Going back into this. Israel launches attack on nuclear targets in Iran, man. Israel attacked Iran. You see, now we just going to have to see, where it goes from here, man. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse and worse, man. Things are going to just escalate and escalate. Prophecy is going to be kicking off. As the brother from out of Mississippi, the brother Kazakh, the prophecy is jumping off the pages, man. We see it. We in these times. But with that, I just want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekhakwadash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders, the great millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations unto the elect. Shalom.